Every year, thousands of Brits head to Europe for a dream new life.
I feel relaxed already.
And breathe.
But sunshine and scenery and a great lifestyle need to be paid for.
We have to get going, because that's what we're here for, to run a B&B.
So to fund their fairy tale,
Champagne tastes and lemonade money.
brave Brits are taking the plunge and going into business.
What could go wrong?
On this series, we follow those expats, setting up anything from bars and boat charters in Spain
Suddenly, all hell breaks loose.
to vineyards and B&Bs in France.
We're in trouble.
But will they flourish? Or will they fail?
We have no money.
Oh, la la.
And can they really make a life in the sun pay?
If we don't give it a go now, there's always going to be that what if.
No pain, no gain.
On today's show, a dream life in the sun.
This is the Spanish countryside, so I think I've done well.
But can this expat get his business off the ground?
It's just another hurdle we've got to jump over. Nightmare.
Will a wedding reception at this Spanish hotel
Rapido.
be ruined by the weather?
We have got a few umbrellas out there, but other than that, they're going to get wet.
And can this French B&B
It's like a smell of bacon.
win over the final guests of the season?
I sort of expect to be set up to fail.
Andalusia in southern Spain. And just 25 miles north of Malaga is an inland paradise. Home to the stunning El Torcal Nature Reserve and some of the most impressive landscapes in the whole of Europe. The area is also home to two expat hoteliers, Yvonne and Ray Williams.
I'm never leaving. No, never. I'm going to be buried in my MG.
In the garden.
In the garden somewhere.
Sitting upright.
At the wheel.
At the wheel.
Parking ticket in one hand. Checkbook in the other.
Yvonne and Ray run a high-end 8-bedroom hotel with 7 gardens and a swimming pool. But they've needed an extra income source to make it profitable. So they are hoping to make the most of their stunning location and the gorgeous weather by hosting weddings. The first event was for almost 100 guests and proved a bit of a headache.
It has been quite stressful today. We're very tired. We've only had 2 hours sleep. And there's a lot to do.
Now they're hosting a smaller wedding celebration for Welsh bride and groom Amy and Kerry.
You may seal this with a kiss.
This is their last wedding of the year, and they're hoping it will be much easier. But they've been hit by freak weather. A storm's expected at the exact time the guests are due to eat the 3-course meal Yvonne's preparing.
I think we have to lay and go for it, and fingers crossed. If it goes wrong, then everybody's going to have to lift and shift their own plates indoors, and it'll be pandemonium, no doubt.
I don't think I even had any breakfast. Oh, I did. I had a yoghurt.
First on the menu, a feta cheese and phyllo pastry parcel.
I would have just liked to have been a little bit better prepared because my back's killing me. And I'd love to sit down and have a cup of tea. But we'll get somewhere in a minute.
The meal is due to be served in 45 minutes. Ray has the tricky job of laying the tables.
Figure out the names and where they're sitting.
Simple.
Alexis, Pauline, Rick. Oh no, I've got that wrong.
Or maybe not.
It's all a bit odd because there are odd numbers everywhere. So balancing it is, well, you can't. So we'll just do the best we can. Gemma, there's Gemma. Wrong way round.
The bride and groom are due to sit down any minute, but the storm is closing fast.
We have got a few umbrellas out there, but other than that, they're going to get wet. Because you know, there's nowhere for them to go.
Please stand and rise for the bride and groom and give them a hearty welcome.
All Yvonne can do is try to get the food out before the rain comes, so communication from the dining area is key.
Shall I get them to start the speeches?
I thought they had, because I'm
No,
waiting to
I've said
serve.
no.
I'm waiting to serve. I'm waiting to serve. Well, I thought they were doing their speeches. We're ready to serve. And shall I get them to start their speeches? Yes. I thought they were finishing. Never mind. It'll all come out in the wash.
The speeches are over.
Okay. Rapido.
It's now all hands on deck.
I'm going to help because this is going to go on forever.
Starters out. Yvonne swiftly moves to the main dish.
Is everything to your liking? It's okay?
And after a swift dessert of chocolate cake,
Would you like any wine with your dinner?
the meal is over. Phew, just in time.
Black grey clouds on either side of the peaks.
The party moves inside, but there's a problem.
You create the space you need and I'll tell the guests what's happening.
There's a flamenco troupe with nowhere to dance. Bordeaux in southwest France. A city of culture with medieval churches and trendy cafes. It is also only an hour from the nearest beach and a stone's throw from some of the best vineyards in the world. Former actors Steph and Connor Irwin have swapped a life in London for a city without the stress.
This is a major city. It's the capital of the Aquitaine, and we even see it. We can't believe how chill and in general, nobody rushes. No one rushes anywhere.
To fund their life here, Steph and Connor are setting up a drama school. The first workshop is just a couple of weeks away, but they've had more important things to deal with. The birth of their first child.
We'd like to introduce you to our daughter. This is Octavia Faye Irwin, weighing 8 pounds and 2 ounces. She's perfect, everything's perfect. And yeah, we can get back to the business of like building a life with her as a family.
Yeah.
We're a little Irish Bordelais family now. If we can do this, I think we can get the studio running after labour. I basically think there's nothing I can't do. Everything is possible.
It's 2 weeks later. The drama workshop is looming, and with Connor at school teaching English, Steph has stacks to do. But from now on, she has a baby in tow.
Don't hate me. Okay.
Today, Steph needs to buy props for the workshop.
Oh, great, I'm gonna have to pick her up.
But now she's working to Octavia's timetable.
Oh, I know you're hungry. I know. Shoo, 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 shoo. It's feeding time, and I gotta do that quick. Okay. Oh, perfect. Yawn, that's it. Keep yawning. Yawn your way back to sleep. That's what I need. Shh, 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 shh. God, I should have brought a bottle of express milk. I can't have her suck my thumb for the rest of the evening, so I'm gonna have to get moving. Yes. What do you think about this? Oh, she's so hungry. She's about to kick off.
Steph gives up, but nerves are beginning to show about tomorrow's event.
It is really important that it goes right because we have to set a precedent.
I'm nervous and excited.
I think we're excited. I think we'll be nervous when the group arrive.
Grand. It's a workshop. There are lots of them here in London. It's grand. It's been a while, but it's grand.
Yes.
Big fake smile.
Yay.
The Costa del Sol, 160 kilometres of coastline and the gateway to the Andalusian hills. It's home to expat Nathan Williams, who moved here to set up a fishing business. Nathan is loving his new life in the villa he bought for €450,000. Had he been in England, this would have cost him at least twice as much.
This is the pool area, or the relaxation area, as I would call it. It's quite separate from the house, it's lower down. So when people are in the pool, if you're up in the house, you won't really hear it, which is nice.
Nathan swapped a semi in Surrey for the beautiful hillside village of Mihaz. The village has managed to retain most of its charm, with cobbled, narrow, winding streets, dotted with quaint traditional shops and tavernas, and the views of the surrounding countryside are dazzling.
I'm not particularly a fan of city living. I prefer, like we are now, having space and not a lot of noise and neighbours. Bit of a country boy, I suppose you could say. But this is the Spanish countryside, so I think I've done well.
Nathan might love the lifestyle, but it hasn't been plain sailing with the business. He got his captain's licence late, and not all of his charters have quite gone to plan.
Come on, fishies. Scared him off.
With the summer season coming to an end, it's make or break time for the business. But he's hit another problem.
Yesterday, discovered a leak on the boat. It's coming from the coupling on the prop shaft. So the boat's come out of the water today. They're going to have a look at it. We're probably looking at a couple of days out of action, which is annoying because we're bookings back to back at the moment.
With the boat in dry dock, Nathan won't be earning a penny.
It's just another hurdle we've got to jump over. Nightmare. I'm trying to be optimistic, but it's starting to wear off on me, the Spanish lifestyle of being pessimistic and everything taking 3 weeks.
If Nathan can't get out of the marina before the season ends, his whole dream here could be over. The French Dordogne. An area characterised by meandering rivers, ancient villages and sweeping countryside. It also serves up some of France's finest produce, including Bergerac wines and rare truffles. In Marbella, expats Allison and Richard are coming towards the end of their first season as B&B hosts in the country of their dreams.
Now, 10 months down the line, that I think I'm truly happy.
I love France, and I can think of no reason why anybody should really shun the idea of moving to France. It's absolutely great.
So they love their new home, but it's decision time when it comes to their B&B. With the season coming to an end, they need to decide if it's a job for them.
And it's only through sheer ignorance and stupidity that we've got where we are.
I said the other day, if we had known what we were doing, we wouldn't have done it.
But we have done it.
Despite opening later than they'd hoped, they've managed to host a few guests, but the latest feedback was not great.
It has hit us very, very badly.
It's now September and they have their final booking of the year.
It's too early. We're not early getting up in the morning, dogs. No, we're not.
It's their big chance to change their fortunes.
I have guests. I've got two very delightful ladies.
But these two are not your average tourists.
One ran a huge campsite in a restaurant with 70 covers, and then as a relief cook. And the other one, Scylla, has her own bed and breakfast. I'm glad I didn't know these things before they turned up.
It's breakfast service. And the guests have requested a full English. Allison is eager to please, but a certain fry-up ingredient has proved challenging to find in France.
We have had such a fuss finding something that even vaguely approaches bacon. That's ham. That could be bacon, except it's thick enough to make doorsteps out of. And that, when you cook it, shrivels up into nothing.
Next door, First guest Scylla is already chomping at the bit.
And this is partly why I came down slightly early for my breakfast. I can smell bacon. They couldn't find it in their local supermarket to begin with, but we asked if we could have it, and they've obviously found it somewhere.
I'm not a trained chef, and I sort of expect to be set up to fail, which is it's a stupid, stupid thing. I've got to get over it.
But Richard's always there to encourage his wife.
Oh, that looks good.
Doing my best, darling.
Serving up, though, is a bit of a handful.
Where to put this? I never thought a dining table with only 2 people on it would be too small. Hey, enjoy.
All Allison can do now is wait and hope for a good verdict.
Good morning. Have you got everything you need?
Absolutely lovely.
I thought I could...
This will keep us going all day.
So it's OK, is it?
Lovely.
Good, thank you.
I mean, yeah, it's been wonderful, really, and very attentive to everything that we've needed. So that's been good.
And you couldn't ask for more, really.
Cooking breakfast this morning for 2 ladies who have run their own catering establishments was quite daunting in many ways.
I don't see why, darling. You're a top-class cook.
You're biased.
Thumbs up from her #1 fan. And her guests are happy too.
It's not that often that you sort of say decaf and it appears almost immediately. Could we have bacon? And people go on a bacon hunt. So
3 shots.
It's been a stressful morning, but Allison and Richard's latest booking has confirmed that opening their B&B was a good choice.
We are definitely proud of what we've achieved so far, and there's more to come.
Come on board.
For the past week, Fuengirola fisherman and expat Dean Hoyle has been chasing a dream.
Right, let's go fishing.
At the start of the summer, Dean was adamant he could repeat his Spanish success on the Cape Verde Islands.
There you go.
Oh, Nick's got one too.
Everyone wants to fish with Dean's charters. But now they'll have to come to Cape Verde and fish with Dean's charters. Because that's where Dean will be.
So Dean headed to the island of Sal to see if he could make his dream a reality. The island of Sal, Cape Verde, one of 10 unique islands lying off the coast of West Africa. Around 1,000 kilometres south of the Canary Islands, the sun rarely stops shining here, with temperatures unlikely to fall below 24 degrees. The islands have become known as the African Caribbean, with stunning sandy beaches, dramatic surf and amazing fishing.
Where are you from? Hey. What city?
Ahora de Granada.
Granada. I catch a Puerto Vengerola.
Dean has certainly been tempted by the fish.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. It's a 10-kilo wahoo. Wahoo!
Now his trip is drawing to a close, and it's time to decide whether he should risk setting up here.
It's on par with Spain. There's a lot of nice bars on the beach and around. There's a lot of good bars, a lot of good restaurants as well.
Local tour guide Blinky is giving him the lowdown on the area.
I think the first thing about if you wanted to move to Cape Verde is you have to have a laid-back attitude. This is our local drink, which is called grog. Would you like to just try a little?
Get him in there.
It's such a laid-back country that if you can't go with that, then you wouldn't like it here.
Okay, uno, dos, tres.
That's it. And you feel
That's
it going
all right.
down? Yeah.
That's good, man. Muy bien.
Property in Sal is exceptional value. Dean could buy a penthouse apartment here for less than €150,000.
Positives, cheaper to live, cheaper to operate a business. And I think possibly, maybe, a lifestyle that's I think could be slightly better than living in Spain.
But though it may be a better lifestyle, there are things here that do concern Dean.
Whether I'm going to be safe here if I have an argument or fall out with any other person, because it happens. You know, people do fall out. and I don't want to be falling out with people and then end up not being able to work.
And it's not just himself he has concerns for.
And security is a big issue. I mean, the boat, this is how the boats are left every night. You leave your boat, you walk away. And if you get a bad storm, then the boats could end up being washed up onto the beach. So all the investment you've made in that boat could end up being broke up on the beach.
At the start of the summer, Dean was confident Cape Verde was definitely the place for him.
It's crazy, that is.
But after just a week here, he has been left with some serious doubts.
There's just a few things here that I've got to give serious thought to and find out from someone else, a lawyer maybe, if this this information I've got is correct. I'm in no rush. I'll just think about it, have a ponder on it. There's no rush.
So like his fellow fisherman, Nathan, Dean is facing an uncertain future. In Bordeaux, Connor and Steph Irwin's big day has finally arrived. They're holding their first bilingual drama workshop, but have no idea if anyone will turn up. So their French dream life hangs in the balance.
I think you have to believe that it can work out, because if it doesn't, there's no alternative. There's no B, C, D plan. It's this or nothing. It has to work out.
From living in London, working and living in London, then planning a wedding, getting married, moving to France, getting settled in, getting a job, working, getting sorted. So it's taken 2 years for all that to get all those things done. It's all on today.
Bordeaux is a cultural hub in France with 22 museums, 28 art galleries, and a great selection of theatres, catering for a population that's passionate about the arts.
You all right?
I'm eager just to get the baby settled in a corner.
Steph and Connor need 6 students today just to break even.
Bonjour. Bonjour. Ça va? Oui, bien, bien.
So it's droite,
But the early signs aren't promising.
tout droit. Melis will be 10 minutes late. She's just stuck in traffic. Just one of the students is slightly late. It's the first one. They're only finding the space for the first time.
It's exciting.
Karine? Hi, it's okay, it's okay. T'es proche, vous inquiète pas.
Doing all the work.
This is one of the two. Is it Sarah?
Sarah?
That's it.
I'm Connor. How are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
How are you?
I'm fine.
Come on in.
Tout droit en rue de la Course et ensuite vous tournez à gauche.
2 down, 6 to go.
Enough students are here to successfully launch the workshop, but the class needs to be good enough to get the students back again and prove the business is viable.
Take the space. It's the push and pull that makes something dynamic. 3 actions, you have a story. The first action is to look. The second action is to engage. In other words, where you are engaged with them. The third action is I walk towards them. This is your choice. Do you follow the rhythm I'm tapping at, or do you follow your own rhythm? Wonderful.
After 3 intense hours, the workshop draws to a close.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for today. Well done.
But have Connor and Steph done enough to win over the students?
Went really well. It was a good experience, what I was hoping to get.
He's a great teacher. He showed us a lot of what it means to be an actor, the range of skills. But I hated a lot of things. That was great.
I think I'll do it again.
We pulled it off. It was amazing. It looks like they're all going to try and come back and keep coming.
I hope so.
If we can get them to bring 1 person each.
So that's the first hurdle crossed, but they have another workshop in 3 weeks' time. They need more students if they're going to make the business work.
1 down, 30 more years to go.
In Fuengirola on the Costa del Sol, Dean Hoyle is back on his old stomping ground after checking out Cape Verde. And he's in high spirits. His brand new boat has been delivered.
The woman of my life. This is my baby. I love her, I love her, I love her.
And after a busy few days, he's got the perfect name for his new love.
So we're going to be Dean's Charters No Stress Fishing. Because when I went to Cape Verde, One of the first things the taxi drivers say to you when you get in the taxi from the airport is, welcome to Cape Verde, no stress.
But his mood is short-lived. He gets word of a major storm hitting Cape Verde.
130 km/h winds hit the islands, and the waves, huge, man, 10-metre waves. There's the pontoon that we used to collect the fishermen from. Mate, smashed to bits.
This was one of Dean's biggest concerns, and the storm has made his mind up.
Cape Verde's off, yeah, I'm not going there now. You can't be safe there with your boat. Can't you imagine me taking my boat over and now waking up in the morning and finding my boat on the beach? Devastated.
So Dean's dream is over. He is not going to Cape Verde. But with a new boat and a living to make, he has to find somewhere else to fish. And he has his eye on Estepona, 65 kilometres south of Fuengirola.
It's a big marina, you've got nice restaurants in there, the beach is lovely, and it's only a stone's throw from Marbella, so it's fairly central for the tourism trade.
Further down the port, Nathan's broken down boat is finally fixed. Now he needs to make the most of the final few days of the season to ensure that his business is viable. And that means pleasing his customers. Today, Nathan has 2 tourists and is ever the professional.
Mind your lace, sir. You do that up. I don't want you falling over.
But his nerves soon begin to surface.
Every day I wake up, I feel pressure. Because at the end of the day, if these guys don't catch any fish, it tends to mean they don't have a very good day. So yeah, it's really important for me that they have a good day. Could I have a first fish here? No, you got my gear. All that time and effort, eh? That's it, keep reeling up. And then
It looks like there's no hope. But then...
Got a big bite there, mate. Finally! Yeah, you do. Just keep steady reel, no pumping, mate. Just keep reeling. That's it, just keep that pressure on. Hey! That's a nice fish. See, that's what we're looking for down there. Catch that, mate. Nice bit of dinner.
And they keep on coming.
Couple of bream.
It's a bream, sea bream.
At last, some success.
That was a good trip today. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves and we caught fish. So that's what I try to do anyway.
11 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
I couldn't fault it. It's hard work. The answer I was looking for there is yes.
When we get back to the UK and put their comments, which will be excellent.
Thanks very much. Nice to see you, Mega. Enjoy the rest of your holiday.
Nathan's business is on the way up.
How much longer you got a holiday? Okay. It's been a challenge, but I think it's been worth it in the long run. When you've got a dream, you've got to work pretty hard to get there.
With happy customers from this season and inquiries for next year, Nathan's now convinced the business will not only survive, but thrive.
My job satisfaction from this is 100 times what I used to get at home. I go to work, it's sort of a free time in a way because I enjoy it so much. So it's like bringing your hobbies and your work into one thing. It's like there's not a lot of people that get to do that, so I'm very lucky.
So Nathan's fulfilled his dream of escaping the UK and making a new life in the sun. And Dean's about to follow in his footsteps. Today's the day he says adios to the port he called home for 13 years.
Goodbye, goodbye, wipe the tear from your ear.
And hola to a new life in Estepona.
I think the whole process of buying, starting these charters, selling these charters, then moving and relocating these charters to Estepona Port, I think it's a good thing. I think it's nice, you know. I mean, I just do what I want to do, you know. I've sold the business. I wanted to start up somewhere else, and that's what I'm planning to do. New life.
In Bordeaux, it's the day of Stephen Connor's second acting workshop. They need to get more students through the door to decide if their new business is profitable. But there's a big problem. Steph has been waiting for the keys for the venue for today's class, but they haven't turned up.
So these were waiting for me when we got back from the airport last night.
and I'm really hoping that one of them is for the keys, because if we don't have keys, we don't get to the studio today. That means no workshop, which means I've got to explain that to a lot of people, and it's going to be a massive stress. So, yeah, fingers crossed. Find out. Well, it's not great news. It's one thing is like a speeding ticket from June, which is not great. No, I have a feeling this is not keys. This is my life now. Baby gifts.
Steph and Connor have put down over €500 for the space today. If they can't get into the venue, all that money will be lost and they'll miss out on vital revenue for their new venture.
Bonjour Yanné. Alors, merci beaucoup en avance. Je sais que ça dérange un peu, mais merci, c'est très
But it's not just the lack of keys that's causing concern.
Ok, merci beaucoup. Au revoir. À tout à l'heure. Au revoir. One day we'll be able to afford a babysitter to cover our asses when we're doing this stuff, but for now, you must come with us.
Our baby will travel.
So, if these keys are not here today when we get there, it's going to be a bit of a problem.
I don't want to think about it, to be honest.
So hopefully Yanné's bought everything and we can get into the building. Fingers crossed.
Steph and Connor have an anxious wait at the studio. But just as students start to arrive...
Thank you for finding the place. First floor, we're upstairs.
So do the keys.
So we got in, and means workshop is a go.
What you're going to do, you're going to throw yourself into it.
Just as things get going...
Just zoom, boing, and you bounce it back, boing, zip.
So does baby Octavia.
No, no, no. Not today, not today, not today. Darling, not today. These are the unknown variables.
Octavia finally quietens down and Steph is determined there will be no more hitches today.
So yes, okay, go. Don't lose your rhythm. Find the space, find the space. That's excellent. It works really well, doesn't it? And when you see that on stage, when you see that kind of group, it's magic. When you see anger or aggression and thing, it's not just in the face. It's the rhythm of how you play. Well done, everybody. Yes, well done.
Connor and Stephanie are so nice, and they give you everything. So you want to give them everything too.
I've never took part in the session of, I think you say acting session, if you call it like that. It was really good.
Please, Connor and Stephanie, do it every week.
Workshop 2, done.
Thank you.
But does Steph and Connor think this is a business that can work in Bordeaux?
I think it went great.
Yeah, we did actually. I thought it went really well. I was very happy with it in the end.
All that hard work has paid off.
We're just going to build from this. It's great. I'm really happy.
If we can just keep going like that for the next 12 months, that would be incredible. It's the future.
Cheers, chin chin.
And anyone who says that you cannot move country, start a job, start a business, learn a language, and have a baby, and have the baby with you while doing all those things, it can be done. It takes a certain amount of cooperation, and it's very stressful, but it can be done.
In the Andalusian village of Villanueva del Rosario, Ray and Yvonne Williams are holding a wedding at their boutique hotel. But there's a problem, and one you wouldn't expect in Spain at this time of year.
Oh, flipping heck.
It's pouring with rain.
It's needed 15 minutes.
The high point of the evening reception is a flamenco troupe.
How much room do you need?
But at the minute, they don't have anywhere to dance.
You create the space you need, and I'll tell the guests what's happening. Otherwise, they'll all go home.
The living room is an option.
You can't dance on this.
Okay, so we'll use this.
Or maybe not.
Can they dance on here?
No, it's marble.
Can they dance on there?
Well, it's better to dance on a carpet than it is to dance on the marble.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can't dance on a marble floor.
Well, you can't dance on a carpet either.
It will scratch the marble.
Isn't flamenco dance all about stamping feet?
Why don't you do as much as you can out here? We get as many people, and if they have to stand indoors, they stand indoors.
We can't have it on this floor.
Please, Mrs. W, go back to the kitchen and let's go. If you could just get the guys to rearrange the chairs. That'll be it?
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Oh, yeah.
Andalusia is the home of flamenco. The music and dance dates back to the 18th century. The romance and passion of the dance make it perfect for this traditional Spanish-style wedding.
It's going well. They've had a lovely snack. They're enjoying themselves. That's the important thing. They're enjoying themselves. They're happy. I'm happy. It's been a hard day. I'm exhausted, but
At 11 o'clock, the wedding is drawing to a close.
May I introduce to you again Mr. and Mrs. Clark, who are about to do their first dance. A big round of applause. Hey!
This is Yvonne and Ray's final wedding of the season. Despite the rain, everyone appears to have enjoyed the day. But tomorrow is when they get the all-important feedback. It's the end of the summer season in the French Dordogne. The holidaymakers have gone home and sunflower fields are now fading away. It's almost a year to the day that Allison and Richard left the Scottish borders. They've never run a B&B before, so this summer has all been about learning the ropes so they can decide whether they can make the business work.
This is my home. I'm happy here. Happier here, I think, to live than I've been anywhere, ever.
It's been a difficult year. Delays in renovations mean they've only had a few guests.
We've had a trickle of guests over the summer, and to be honest, thank goodness it was a trickle, because we've had a very steep learning curve with every single person who's come through.
But their latest customers have given positive feedback. They are now convinced they can cut it as B&B owners. So much so, they're making it official with a sign.
It's not too in your face to upset anybody, so but it does says what we do.
I've marked out a section of the wall where I'm going to coat it in adhesive.
So let's do it.
Yeah.
Right. You want to watch Hugo, don't you? Don't you, Lizzie? You've been
Helping Dalmatian.
So where are you thinking?
Well, I reckon probably just about there.
I can tell you're 6 inches taller than me, can't you? The level of contentment that both of us are showing at the moment is probably a new stage of our relationship. Yes, us. It's nice.
We've got our chickens laying eggs, we've got tomatoes popping up, we've got guests coming in, and it's happening in a way that we envisaged.
Voila. About the only thing I've done in building this house, I think.
I could not possibly comment. We had no experience of renovation.
I don't think we have now either, frankly.
Right, cheers.
Drink o'clock.
a culmination of an absolutely fantastic year, and I couldn't be happier, and I wouldn't ever have wanted to do it with anybody else.
Thank you.
I'm enormously proud of the fact that this man has chosen to support me where nobody else in the bloody world would have done it. He's chosen to back me with nutty ideas. He's chosen to love me. Of course I'm proud of him.
Ah, it's nice to see some good old-fashioned romance.
Well done, my darling.
Up yours.
Charming.
And up yours. Ooh, you are awful.
1 year after leaving the Scottish borders, Richard and Allison have made the big decision. They're going nowhere, and their B&B is here to stay.
We've come a long way. All sorts of things that we've learned, and we're looking forward to our next open season.
Sounds as if we should get the guns out then. Bang!
In Andalusia, it's also time to take stock. It's the morning after the last wedding of the season at Ray and Yvonne's hotel. And the most important question, how did the new Mr. and Mrs. Clark enjoy their big day?
It was wonderful. Yeah. You know, everyone said it was fantastic.
I wouldn't change anything. I think
No.
it all went perfectly. I wouldn't change a thing.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. All we wanted here was for an intimate wedding. We wanted something that our family and friends could enjoy and that was personal to us. And I think that the way that it's been executed has been exactly that. So we couldn't ask for more, really.
The success of this wedding has now given Ray and Yvonne confidence that they're doing the right thing, branching out into weddings and making their hotel a really profitable business.
I'm a great believer that this is a very special place for the right people for weddings. I think what it has done is made me think this is suitable for probably a maximum of 80 people for it to work really well. And ideally for smaller, intimate, exclusive weddings.
5 weddings are already booked in for next year, and they're not resting on their laurels. But next time, there's going to be a few changes afoot.
Any more weddings we have here, he's going to be not going to be part of the timetable. He's going to be given a job, given the time, and left on his own to do it.
Go down the pub instead.
Well, you can go down the pub because we won't even notice.
Still love you.
Good.
Bordeaux actors Steph and Connor have more workshops booked and are now convinced they can make a go of the business. Fisherman Dean Hoyle picked up where he left off and is now running a successful fishing charter from a marina just south of Estepona. And with plenty of bookings and great customer reviews, Nathan Williams is looking forward to fishing the seas again next summer. Next time, another set of great escapers hoping to make a living in the sun. A new dive school tries to please the Costa's trickiest clients.
We have to up our game even more here in Marbella. Let's go!
By searching for the treasures of the Mediterranean.
We're hopefully going to find a nice big reef system out in the middle of nowhere. Fantastic!
To the future. As they prepare for a new life, these expats are setting their sights high.
This is what I want, please.
No pressure.
And a family races to open an event space in the desert.
It's a lovely little village and everybody's so friendly.
But are things a little too relaxed in their new country?
But I came in yesterday, you said 8 o'clock.
I don't know what we're going to do. I haven't got a plan B.
It's a dream chased by thousands of Brits each year.
It's a wonderful way of life.
Heading to Europe to set up new lives and businesses in the sun.
Get it!
They're seduced by gorgeous scenery.
It's a beautiful place to live, it really, really is.
Year-round sun and a better, cheaper way of life.
I wonder what the temperature is today.
But how easy is it to turn the dream into a reality?
This is like the final frontier.
In this series, we follow those expats as they say goodbye England.
There's no reason for me to go back to the UK. I have nothing there.
And begin their new lives.
What could possibly go wrong now?
Setting up bars and restaurants in Spain.
I know, it ain't rocket science.
Gîtes and B&Bs in France.
Voila.
When nothing is ever as simple as it sounds.
We're starting to get sleepless nights because you're starting to get worried.
It's great. What more could I want?
On today's show, a handful of Brits try to please the Costa's trickiest clients.
We have to up our game even more here in Marbella. Let's go!
By searching for the treasures of the Mediterranean.
We're hopefully going to find a nice big reef system out in the middle of nowhere. Fantastic!
To the future.
As they prepare for their new life in Europe, these expats are setting their sights high.
This is what I want, please.
No pressure.
And a family settles into their new dream life.
It's a lovely little village and everybody's so friendly.
But are things a little too relaxed in their new country?
But I came in yesterday, you said 8 o'clock.
I don't know what we're going to do. I haven't got a plan B.
The southern Spanish region of Almeria is the driest place in the whole of Europe. On average, it rains a total of 25 days a year, 107 less than in the UK. No wonder about 50,000 British expats are now calling this place home. The latest British movers to this area are this happy family of 3.
This is when they got married. And years ago they got married. So they're very, 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 very old. But you are.
I know, let's leave it at that.
Stuart and Amanda Brignall and daughter Amira have just left the North Yorkshire town of Whitby and settled in the tiny village of Piedra Amarilla. They have given up their jobs as a construction manager and a hairdresser to go in search of a better lifestyle.
In England, we had no quality of life. I worked Sunday, so we only really had Saturday together as a family. I was worried about Stu. He was always stressed. And
I mean, I'm only 27.
It's a lovely little village, and everybody's so friendly, and
it's got a good mix of English and Spanish as well.
we just love it.
Amanda and Stuart bought a 3-bedroom villa with 4.5 acres of land, stables, a swimming pool, and even an amphitheatre. In Whitby, they would have paid no less than £400,000 for all this. Over here, it only cost them about a quarter of that.
So this is the sitting room dining area, so rather large, as you can see. We wanted something like this in the UK, but obviously prices, you can never afford it, you know, an older building with beams, and it's everything we dreamed of, this property. I love it.
To pay for their lifestyle, they're planning to start a new business at the bottom of their yard.
Right, some lunch, Stu.
They've started renovating their old stables, which they hope to rent out for functions and local events, where they'll also do the catering.
So this is the bar area. You wouldn't think so at the moment. All this sawdust from Stu's bits of wood. We want to get dance groups, we want to be able to get karate groups for the kids, so the area can use this as a community centre. It's good for us as a business, but also good for all the local people as well, isn't it? Yeah. So it's really exciting.
This part of Spain is in the middle of Europe's only desert, so opening a community centre may seem a little outlandish, but Amanda and Stu are convinced there's a market out there.
We're lock, stock and barrel into this. We've got
absolutely.
no contingency, we've got no fallback, we've got to make it work. This one is for the Freemasons, the Almanzora Lodge, and they use this for their meetings and also for their dinners. But we had to sit down with them. They were actually emailing us while we were in England.
Yeah, they were that desperate to make sure that we could use
they
it.
could. So we've signed up a 3-year deal with them.
And Stu's going to be a
Yes, and I've been invited to be a Freemason, so we'll see how that goes.
But the only funny handshake Stuart is likely to get for a while will be from his wheelbarrow. 5 rooms need painting. The bathrooms have to be plumbed, and the electrics made safe. And all that work rests on builder Stuart.
I've got 5 weeks to get done what I need to do.
I don't think it's unrealistic. Do you, Stu? Do you think it's...
No.
I'm stood here saying that and I'll come in and sweep the floor.
Today, the first load of concrete is due to be laid. It's 8:30 a.m. and already things aren't going well.
Hola, buenos dias. Is the concrete, did you say 8 o'clock?
The concrete mixer hasn't arrived.
It's 10:30 now.
You're joking?
But I came in yesterday, you said 8 o'clock.
By the time it arrives, it'll be so hot here that Stu may not be able to lay it properly before it dries out.
The problem I've got here is, because it's so hot, concrete will dry too quick, and as it dries, it shrinks, and when it shrinks, it cracks. So once it's down, I really need to be spraying it with water, especially when it gets to the midday sun.
That's bad news. The one downside of living in the desert is that running water is only available 3 days per week at this time of year. And today's not one of those days.
I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't know. I haven't got a plan B for that. I haven't got a plan B.
The renovations have only just started.
Oh.
But the Brignalls are already feeling the heat. Charente, southwest France. It's the region between Paris and Bordeaux where cognac was first distilled. Here, 4-bedroom country houses can be bought for as little as £40,000. And this place has become a favourite for expats seeking a peaceful retirement. This doesn't apply to Kim and Jenny Gilbert. They are moving here to live life in the fast lane.
To the future.
Driven by Kim's passion for classic Land Rovers, the couple has put all their savings into buying a car parts business specialising in British vehicles.
What we've invested in this business is every penny that we have and probably the rest of our lives. But this is not about making a lot of money. It's a lifestyle thing, living somewhere nice.
Until last August, the pair were living in Blackpool, where they earned a combined £100,000 a year working as an export manager and a teacher.
It is an escape. Jenny and I were thinking about not being old and cold in Cumbria. It was just an opportunity that I couldn't miss.
No, it's not. Nuts dropping.
Now they're about to take over a business they know nothing about.
I'm not an expert.
I just knew if somebody needed a new exhaust pipe.
Is it falling off?
No, for listening to it.
It needs a new clutch.
Based in this house in the beautiful village square, this existing business used to be one of the most successful part suppliers in the French classic car scene.
These things are heavy.
Kim and Jenny have bought the house and all its contents for €350,000.
Is that all new in there?
Their plan is to move the business into a warehouse on the edge of town and turn this into a house for them to live in.
The main challenge would be the room that's out the back, where there are tens of thousands of parts, you know, down to nuts and bolts, all sorts of tiny pieces which need to be counted.
Once the house is ready, it will be just a leisurely 5 minutes drive to work and a regular 9-to-5 lifestyle that Kim and Jenny didn't have back in the UK.
I'm so excited about the house at the moment. I really am.
But for all her enthusiasm, Jenny's not ready to move just yet. She has decided to keep her job as a teacher in England while Kim starts the business up in France.
Right, good morning, everybody. Let's have your phones in the box and go into your seats, please. Nice phone, that one. I've been teaching for 34 years, and In that time, I've spent 18 years in this particular school. And quiet, please.
So for the next 6 months, Kim and Jenny will be living away from each other, meeting only at half term.
We're going to make a piece of drama about a disagreement. Here, it's a comfortable environment to be in for me. Therefore, I'm going to find this move difficult.
Despite Jenny's reservations, Kim is pressing on with the move. He's just put a French number plate on his Land Rover. If only he could do the same with Jenny.
He's not going back, I'm not going back. Well, we just all need to become a part of where we are.
The Costa del Sol. 100 miles of sunny beaches and world-class resorts, providing year-long entertainment in any one of its 103 towns. 300,000 British expats have chosen to start a new life under the Spanish sun, and there's a couple who've done that very successfully.
I don't like it up here by myself.
Simon and Natasha Bell first met at BBC Radio in London, where they both used to work.
Did you get stuck?
I'd heard of you before we actually met, and I remember hearing his voice and thinking, oh, he sounds quite nice.
You told me that.
I did.
They were earning £80,000 a year working as journalists, but the stress of living in London soon got the better of them.
One thing that drove me away from London was having to sit on the tube every day for at least an hour going from the East End to the West End. That was driving me insane.
At the peak of their radio careers, they gave up their jobs to run a diving business in the resort of Torremolinos.
We wanted to go to a place where we could do scuba diving, and so this was kind of a natural spot to select.
And all these years later, here we are.
Yeah.
Still loving each other.
The pair worked together in the Torremolinos shop along with 6 staff and a dummy.
He's actually called Dave. He's been called Dave for about 7 or 8 years now. Loads of people stop and have their picture taken with him every day. He doesn't give back chat, he's never late, he doesn't drink on the job. Perfect employee.
The business is a hit.
You're taking your air with you, so you can just relax. Your air
But
goes
now they're gambling all the savings they've built up to buy another dive centre in the Costa's trendiest town, Marbella. Just 30 miles from Torremolinos, but a world away.
Marbella is famous for being a very affluent town. You know, they do pay good money for the service, and they're happy to pay it, but they do expect a certain level of service for that money as well. So we have to up our game even more here in Marbella.
Simon is going out of his way to impress the Marbella set. He's spent a total of €70,000 on the new business.
The problem would be if I was in charge of the accounts, we would have
no money.
We would have underwater video cameras here. We'd have the biggest and best dive computers, and Natasha thankfully reins me in a little bit and keeps the spending under control a little bit.
Absolutely.
Their new shop used to be a bar and was converted into a diving centre. Simon and Natasha have renovated it over the last 6 weeks, and now it's ready to welcome new customers.
Do try and put no's or yeses, guys, OK? Sorry to be particular. We don't make the rules, we just follow them.
It's just learning, finding our feet, working out how this is going to work for us this year, because it's not the same as our first operation. It's a completely different operation.
Welcome, guys. You've all signed up for the official Discover Scuba Diving course. The #1 rule of scuba diving is never pee in your wetsuit.
Today, Simon is taking out a family of tourists from London.
So everything else feel OK?
I'm expecting good things.
Most of whom have never tried scuba diving before.
So we're going to go off and find some fish. Press the button, off we go.
Simon charges €90 for the hour-long immersions. Marbella offers some of the best sea life in southern Europe, being close to where the Mediterranean and the Atlantic Ocean meet.
Hooray! She saw lots of fish
I saw a little octopus too.
Little octopus.
Wow.
He came out, squirted some ink at us. Really? To tell us to get lost, and he went back into his hole.
Oh my God. Oh, that's very good. I'm so impressed, you know. I was so happy to leave my daughter and my son in the capable hands of professional like you.
Oh, good. Chuffed with that?
Simon might be chuffed with his new dive operation, but the move has not been as simple for his wife Natasha, who'd have rather waited a bit longer to open another shop.
That's a bit of a struggle, just making him realise that good things come to those who wait. Sometimes we need a bit of patience.
Yeah, but sometimes you make me wait forever.
No, that's not quite true. But you are very much the now attitude, you know, when you want something, you want it right now. So, this is for you.
Speeding fines.
Yes! Who does that look like?
I know, it's me.
As the season is about to start, will Simon's gamble on the new dive centre pay off?
There's nothing worse than companies trying to set up another franchise or another branch, and they fail and they stretch themselves thin. It's scary.
The Charente, a region that benefits from 2,400 sunshine hours a year and is the hottest and sunniest place in Western France. Over here, husband and wife Kim and Jenny Gilbert bought a classic car parts business 3 weeks ago to help fund a new dream life. It's the Easter break, so teacher and reluctant mover Jenny has flown to France to help her husband start up the business.
We'll do that one together.
Just need to check.
Oh, it's not the one.
No, it's not what we thought. I don't know whether I'll manage it, actually. In 4 months' time, I shall be moving out here forever, and that'll be it. So I'll be giving up everything that I've ever known. And the sad thing, obviously, is my family. Oh, having a bit of a moment.
But there's no time for Jenny's reservations. Today, the pair have to move 50,000 car parts to a warehouse on the edge of town so they can start restoring this huge property and make it their home.
Okay. One more for the road, is it? Thank you, dear. Right, you're getting your own back. Splendid.
This successful business supplies the whole of the country with Land Rover parts. Kim has agreed to buy it from German expat Annette Flockvel.
No, mate, no.
But they still have to agree an exact price for the sale.
And when I've asked her for a true value of the stock, it's varied by up to 50,000 euros. So what we're having to do is go through the whole lot to really find a true value of every product that's in there.
It'll be a long and stressful day.
No, it really takes me ages when I have to look at every box myself.
Have you done that?
No.
Right. 13.
It's been a little bit abrasive again today, a little bit more tense than it should be.
Things are getting tricky.
Are you on strike?
So what does Kim do? Drive to his new warehouse and leave Jenny behind.
I can't carry much at the moment. Whereas everybody else does one journey, I'd make probably 2 or 3, but I'll get stronger.
To be quite honest, I just have to not be in close proximity to the lady because it's probably not good for my blood pressure. Yes. So that's why Jenny's there, and that's why I'm here, so we're just getting on with it.
After a full day's work, the family is finally reunited.
I've been to Pascal's and got a bottle of wine just in case. So.
I think you need more than 1 bottle of wine, thank you very much. I'm freezing.
Fair enough.
Fed up,
Friday
I'm tired,
evening. Yeah.
I'm feeling dirty.
Oh, OK.
No, not tonight.
With most of the car parts moved, it's time for Kim and Jenny to inspect their new house.
This is going to be like the main room, isn't it, really? Yeah. Upstairs, a huge bedroom. And as you can see, it looks nothing like a bedroom now at all.
At least there's an ensuite.
Moved over here.
For the last 10 years, this classic French townhouse was used exclusively as a depository for car parts.
Ceilings are going to go, floors going to go, walls are going to go.
It has 4 bedrooms, 4 reception rooms, 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom, and Kim thinks he can turn this back into a family house.
What's fantastic about French houses, certainly in this region, is the woodwork is all oak. It takes a bit of vision, but it's got potential, as they say.
Once again, Jenny's not so sure.
I can't see what he sees. It feels like a disaster, and I keep thinking, what am I giving up? Or, coming here at my time of life.
At least she won't have to think about the renovations. Tomorrow, Jenny flies back to England.
I've got another 3 months or so before Jenny comes out to get it all done properly.
And I'm expecting for it to be warm and for it to be comfortable. So this is what I want, please.
No pressure.
It's 2 weeks since the Brignalls quit Whitby in North Yorkshire to build and run a community centre in Almeria, southern Spain.
It's definitely a change from me being back in England.
If all goes to plan, within 6 weeks their building will be open for business, so Amanda and Stuart can start making money.
I personally can't say there's nothing I don't like about Spain, even the lack of water. It doesn't.
You can't flush the toilet, there's no electricity some nights, there's tarantulas, but we love it.
But this morning, Stuart is up against it, as there's a delay on delivering the concrete for the community centre's future seating area.
We've got no water. Yes, 10:30 or 11, but can you put more agua into the concrete, please?
And the later the concrete arrives, the more difficult it will be to lay it, as temperatures rise. It's now the middle of August, and it can easily get as hot as 40 degrees Celsius.
It's just going to be so hot now, isn't it? So now is the perfect time. It's just cool by 10:30, 11. It's sweltering. And it's just delaying every other job, isn't it?
It's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Due to a misunderstanding in the plant, the concrete finally turns up 3 hours later than promised.
Hola.
Now Stuart has to tell the man where he wants it, and quickly. In the searing heat, every minute counts.
It would be a lot easier, and the lad I had planned to come here could speak Spanish, and he was meant to be helping us, but he's not turned it today.
Good luck, Stu.
Yeah. Make sure it doesn't bang the wall, I think.
Despite the language barrier, Stu seems to be making inroads into this big job. But even in a foreign language, the concrete man is clear about where his duties end.
By myself, I think.
When it's 38 degrees outside, concrete dries very fast. So Stuart has to spread it as quickly as possible.
You finished yet? Oh, thank God for you, Al.
Luckily, neighbour Alan has come round to help.
That pencil line is level.
Oh, where do you want it?
The water supply is finally reconnected, so ex-hairdresser Amanda joins in too.
Oh, it's burning my finger.
We have our blonde moments, don't we, darling?
Oh.
A little bit dippy, a little bit blonde.
It's red hot. Ah!
There's only Amanda that can make a scene out of wetting concrete.
Get lost.
You right, darling?
How wet do you want it?
We've hit the main heat, and the concrete's just gone off. So we've got a little patch that we haven't been able to get a finish on. Things happen, it's just got to get over them, that's all.
Obviously, the closer it's getting, the more excited we're getting, but along with excitement, you get anxious, and he's getting tired. He's getting really tired. But it's constant slog, it's hard work. Every day something goes wrong, and I think you have to learn not to take it too much to heart.
After 14 hours of work under the desert sun, Stu finally downs tools and gets the reward he deserves.
That's so nice.
It's been 2 weeks since ex-journalist Simon Bell opened a new dive centre in Marbella at the cost of €70,000.
Natasha refuses to let me spend any money.
I'm not tight. You just need pulling back a little bit.
It was Simon's dream to trade on the Costa's trendiest town. He's gambled all of the family's savings on the new dive centre.
The thing with Simon, I love him to bits, but he has got champagne tastes and lemonade money.
You know.
Yeah, so that's a bit of a struggle, just trying to rein him in sometimes.
The season is about to start, and Simon is determined to prove to his wife that the new Marbella centre will be a success.
This is a proper nautical chart of the coast. There's about 100 dive sites all along here, and I think we've explored about 10 of them.
Today, Simon is setting off in search of a new diving spot he's heard rumours about, one that he hopes will bring customers flocking.
We're hopefully going to find a nice big reef system out in the middle of nowhere. We've got to have a check for what marine life there is there.
Simon hopes to charge his customers €90 for a dive like this.
And he's paid in full.
So it's important he finds something at the bottom of the sea today.
If we don't get the plotter exactly right, we could just drop down and find a big giant patch of bare sand, which is not going to be very nice for a paying client.
For such a delicate job, Simon has put together a team made up almost exclusively of British expats.
We have here Patricia, who's our instructor, Rachel and Courtney, who are training to be instructors. So there's these three, there's me, and then there's the handsome fella in the hat called Vinny.
If Simon's business takes off in Marbella, it will also mean more work for Simon's staff. This is especially important for ex-chef Vinny from Essex, who decided to get out of the kitchen and observe his favourite fish rather than fry them.
Well, I have my favourite sites where I find the congers, the morays, the octopus. We've got Molly the moray and Mavis the moray. We've got Ollie the octopus.
So a boatload of Brits head 2 miles off the coast where Simon thinks he can find his reef.
There's a very big reef here somewhere. OK, Vinny, chuck it in, let's go. OK, guys, it's basically a huge reef that stretches about 2 kilometres. When we get to the bottom, make sure there's all 6 of us together, and then we're going to head off and explore, OK?
Is Vinny still getting kitted out?
Come on, Vinny, we know you're old.
Vinny,
I can't help it if I drive with style.
But as the team descend, there's no evidence of the reef. All they can find is sand, seaweed, and a handful of sardines. With only enough air to last them 10 more minutes, they finally bump into the reef, nearly half a mile away from their boat. And suddenly, all the fish that Simon was hoping to showcase to his clients come to greet the new divers in town. Among the corals, there are swarms of groupers, pink amphia, silver dentex, and even one of the most primitive and scary-looking fish in existence, the Mediterranean moray eel. This animal gobbled up a scuba diver's finger last year, so it's hello, goodbye to the moray eel.
Awesome! Mission success! Fantastic! Absolutely fantastic. There was literally thousands of fish. Well chuffed with it.
Simon may have just found the first lucrative dive site for his new centre, but he seems to have lost a member of his team.
Just all wave goodbye.
Bye!
Bye,
You have to swim faster!
We'll come back tomorrow, yeah?
Bye! See you!
Sharp, right?
Yeah.
We're all gonna have to yeah?
Right about it, right?
Oh!
Come on.
Have you seen Whale Wars?
Problem here with this sort of crew,
okay,
is that there's no respect your elders.
It's been a great day for Marbella's newest dive centre. Simon has found the first dive site to offer to his clients. But just as the season is about to start, Simon and Natasha are dealing with a big setback.
We've had au pairs for 2 years now, and this year we had another lovely girl from a lovely family, but she just didn't
got
feel,
homesick, so,
she didn't feel settled. So she just told us that she basically wants to go back home after a month of being here.
We're now on the mad hunt for a new au pair that we need to find as quickly as possible.
All of a sudden, Simon and Natasha have their 2.5-year-old to look after, as well as 2 dive centres to run, 30 miles apart.
We're right just into the start of the very, very, very busy summer season, and the timing couldn't be any worse for us.
In Almeria, southern Spain, Stu and Amanda Brignall are putting all their money and effort into an all-purpose community centre.
We've got a zebra in the house.
There's still plenty to do if they're to open in 3 weeks' time as planned.
I think we're running on adrenaline, to be fair.
Stuart has taken care of the building work so far, so Amanda can focus on the decoration. She has just bought new lampshades from a Chinese shop at a bargain price.
We're just putting these lanterns up in here just to match the back ones, then we're going to get some really nice lights for the back. Oh, it's got Chinese writing on. It's got Chinese writing on, Stu.
Yeah, they're exactly the same ones you threw out.
Yeah, but they had all colours.
The lampshades aren't quite fitting with the Spanish theme.
I didn't know it had Chinese writing on, but it was from the Chinese shop. Oh, I'll put them up and...
Why? They're coming down. Not having that. I'll get air rifle and use them as target practice. I don't even know if they're upside down. It might be upside down. It might be Russian.
But Amanda is trying to look on the bright side.
Nobody wanted them. Nobody wanted them because they had Chinese writing on.
And it looks like Stu's losing the battle.
We might have a Chinese theme night, then they'll come in, won't they?
I think if it was to say one is who is more dominant, I would say it was you.
Right. I think they're all right.
Oh, no! I'm allowed to wear the pants of this family and the wife says so.
So the Chinese lanterns are staying put. Stu and Amanda are working on a tight budget. To complete the community centre, they only have a total of €10,000.
Oh, it looks lovely in here.
On the hunt for more fittings, they've discovered a real opportunity.
Nothing clean, innit?
Yes, spotless.
This restaurant in the nearby town of Albox has been run by Dutch expats for the last 12 months. They have decided to close down as they can no longer afford to pay the rent, so they have put on a fire sale.
Stuff and everything, right?
Yeah.
A lot of problems.
Right.
It's a worrying reminder to the Brignalls of just how hard it can be to run a new business away from Spain's tourist hotspots.
Really difficult. Because the Spanish people don't come to business of foreign people. You don't get Spanish clients. They really stick to their own place.
But these owners' loss is Amanda and Stuart's gain, as they have an opportunity to furnish their own business cheaply. At the top of their list is an industrial cooker.
Oh, yeah, that's perfect. Yes.
But with everything else available at a bargain price, Amanda goes binge shopping.
That table and this table, I think, yeah.
Are these sales? They are how much?
What about the glass washer?
67 quid for 3.
We'll definitely have them, yeah. 2 microwave. No, we don't need speakers.
Yeah, we do need speakers, don't we? Of course we do, yeah.
What about plates? Because we're short on plates. If we buy lots of things, can we have maybe small discount?
Is that stainless steel shelf for sale underneath that? And the trees?
Trees, we're keeping them.
They're nice.
So I have your telephone number.
You do, yes. Yes, give us a price for all them.
I feel a bit snide, you know, with them going out of business and that. That's why I don't get involved, because Amanda's got no conscience. You see? Have you noticed that?
Thank you very much. OK.
Word has been spreading about the community centre.
We're the talk of the town at the minute. Stu phoned me about doing a hog roast, and the man who lives about 10 miles away said, "Oh, are you the guy that drives the black Land Rover?" And that just proves that people are, you know, talking about us. I hope in a nice way.
In preparation for the grand opening, back at base, Amanda's meeting a local artist about sign painting.
Exciting. This is exciting because it took us ages to choose the name.
We originally called it the winking lizard, which we thought was good. I thought, yes, that's very Spanish. And after talking to people, they said, well, you're not in Benidorm, so it
You're not
kind
in
of...
Costa del Sol. Do you use spray?
Yeah, actually I am a graffiti artist.
I love graffiti.
So we had to think about it, and Amanda went to a businesswoman's meeting in, I think it was an excuse really, but
In Desert Springs,
in Desert Springs. And they all came up with El Teatro, which means the theatre.
So in here, I prefer something
with
elegant and
stuff.
black and very... But outside, if you want to do graffiti, I would be so happy.
Okay, I think maybe we can follow one way for everything.
One way for everything, okay.
I think it's better.
At the restaurant, Stu and his friend Sam are back to collect the goods.
You got your leg on? Okay. There's a few bits that cost us more than we thought, but it was a good deal. 11.50. Is that right, young lady?
Yes. And Stu spotted something else that could be going for a song.
Karaoke! Karaoke!
Stu may be excited about his new karaoke machine. But on the local internet forum, some expats have made it clear to Amanda that they don't want noisy events in this quiet village.
We've had some negative responses. People saying we didn't move to Benidorm or we didn't want this loud karaoke bar. At no point have we ever said we're going to be a loud karaoke bar.
This is a karaoke machine, believe it or not, which plugs into our amplifier.
You have to get Pat down.
Oh, get Pat with Posh Elvis.
Yeah.
Teddy Bear.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're not going to do karaoke evenings. Why not? People like it. But we are predominantly not going to be a karaoke bar. Unfortunately, people around here have just assumed, and what they haven't known, they've just made up. Which is quite sad, really, because we've put our whole life into this and want to make it our future, so why would they want to be negative? You'd think they'd want to be positive with us and be as excited as we are about our opening evening.
Having spent their entire savings on their community centre, Amanda and Stu may no longer have a community to open it for. With just 2 weeks until the grand opening, will they be able to win back the support of the locals? In the western French region of Charente, there's good news for all Land Rover owners.
It's just a pipe. I think I'll throw that in the don't know what it is box.
In the village of Garra, Kim Gilbert has reopened his specialist car park business from his brand new premises.
Bonjour. We're open, that's the main thing.
Kim has recently fallen in love with Land Rovers, but until 8 months ago he used to work in Cumbria as an export manager for a paper mill. So there's a lot of learning to do.
Just trying to work out where a track rod ends and a ball joint starts. Same thing. Still don't know where it goes.
Luckily, he has 3 employees who know a little bit more about the business.
I am Monsieur le Président, officially, the President. The President does have a certain kudos about it, and I think my wife likes the aspect of being the First Lady.
But the First Lady is now 600 miles away in Blackpool, struggling to come to terms with living on her own.
I literally sleep like Kim was here all the time. So I'm going to show you. I sleep like this. That's it. So actually, when I wash the sheets, I'm wasting soap powder because really there's only this side that's been used.
Jenny is savouring her last few weeks at the school.
I'm nervous about letting go all that world. It's my world. I'm a teacher. That's what I do. It's all I know. And now I'm going to be in something where Kim will be shouting at me when I do things wrong, and he will as well. And that won't be very nice.
0545. What's the rest of the number, Nicola?
By the looks of things, there will be no shortage of work in France
ANR 1798.
when Jenny finally returns.
It's busy, but I'd far rather be busy than what I've been doing for the last few months, which is basically twiddling my thumbs and trying to find something to do.
But it's not all about work.
Yeah, no problem. OK.
Kim also has to try and get the house ready for Jenny's return.
I think she's going to be absolutely stunned by the state of the house.
I bet she will. This house was built under the reign of Louis Philippe I in 1836, and that's starting to show. 4 bedrooms, a large kitchen, 4 reception rooms will all need complete refurbishment.
Welcome to the master bedroom, as it will be. In the olden days, when this house was built, some of the dividing walls were made of a very thin terracotta material, which is difficult to cut holes through and difficult to do it yourself on.
Kim's strategy is simple. He wants every room to be bigger.
Doesn't take much, does it?
Ever the optimist.
The idea today, in commencement of all the works, is to take down this wall. Not the sort of thing that I can do, but I know a man that does.
Kim knows that getting the house right will be necessary to help his reluctant wife settle when she comes over in 3 months' time.
Unbelievable. It's just unbelievable to see this coming down. Stuff has started. The clock started ticking for the house, not just for the business. And, wow.
One wall down.
Job done, I reckon, don't you? All right.
Their new bedroom is now 6 metres by 7, nearly double what it used to be.
Got the view. It was difficult to see the view when the wall was in the way. You know you're in sort of southern Europe when you see sites like that. We just don't have them in the UK. And the other thing is, well, the sun coming through, that nice warmth. It's a real big driver for coming down here.
Not from where Jenny stands.
It's not going to be finished by the time I get across, so I'll be camping, which I said I would never do. Kim has spoken about that if we need to shower, we can go across to the warehouse and have a shower there. It's not the same. It's not the same. I don't think he understands the need for privacy.
Nice one. I would love for her to be able to come over here and just move into the place and feel as though it's always been ours. Whether or not it actually happens, time will tell.
Here you go, guys.
Next time.
So that's El Manapia, yeah?
The trip of a lifetime in search of a sunken British wreck.
Excited!
But will Simon and his team even make it to the shore?
Van's broke down. You are joking. What's happened? It went bang.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am. Come on.
Kim tries to win over his reluctant wife Jenny with their new French home.
You should be carrying me over the threshold.
I will do when it's finished.
Oh, all right.
But will it work?
I'm scared stiff of coming out here. Changing is difficult.